What's up, guys? This is Sean and welcome to another episode of the iherng podcast. And today we will read a question from email. So his surname is Wu but he tried to keep anonymous. Cool. Okay. Hi iherng, I've watched your videos and learned for some time already. And in fact, my uni lecturer showed one of your videos to us in class. By the way, I am doing civil engineering degree year 2, halfway there. So my question will be, my father is a small property developer in Perak and have done a few taman project. But he is one of those developers who did not have the chance to have education back in the days, and most of his things are done by his contractors. And now he has stopped doing the development because his contractor zao lou already. Walked off lah, okay? And he said it's too difficult for him to go on to the government department to make application or whatsoever. And also, to be honest, I feel that the things that I'm studying now will not help in the future, at least for now. And what unit/subject in university would you recommend me taking that can help in the future? I feel like QS is the way to go when I look into the course structure about contracts, land law and whatnot. So if I were to take over his business in the future, what would be your advice to me? Looking forward to your reply. Cheers. So first of all, Mr. Wu, thank you very much for the email, right? Just to get the question right again. Your father is an old-time developer, right? And back in the days, everything is run by the contractor, but now the contractor is no longer there. So you are asking for my advice on what subject you should be taking, because now you're an civil engineer, year 2, and what other subjects that you should be taking in order for you to take over your father's business easily later. So my take would be this. I guess you should be finishing your civil engineering first, because most of the civil engineers end up being very good contractors, because in civil engineering, right, you study structural, you study the foundation works as well, and those are rather important because I think Malaysia still heavily rely on infrastructure works. That seems to be the way based on my experience being in the development office for 6 years lah. Throughout that 6 years in the development office, right, I've go into like easily 7 to 9 different departments, and I've been to construction, project management, design, scheduling, social media, marketing, branding, and etc. So the way you run a smaller size developer and a bigger size developer is rather different, because small developers, right, tend to be one leg kick. Everything the boss final say. Marketing, boss final say, this final say. But if you go into a bigger public listed company, right, then you will see clear departments and silos lah. They will create silos. So marketing got one, sales got one, branding got one, PR got one, a lot lah. Dan banyak-banyak lagi. My suggestion would be this. You finish your degree first. Okay, you just finish your degree first, and at your free time, do check out property galleries in order to have that feel, that grasp of what the market wants. Back in the days, I realized I was different because I always have the buyers in mind. I always have empathy for the person who is going to buy the property. Hence, that makes me one of the better salesperson when I was doing my sales and pushing products back then, because I totally understand what would be the ideal situation if I were the buyer itself. So that kind of contributed to product development, the branding, and the communication. What would make me want to buy? So after you finish your degree, at the same time, do a lot of research and have that mindset of an investor or a property buyer, right? So once you graduate already, I would suggest you to go and attach yourself with a public listed developer. Maybe those bigger brands like Sunway, EcoWorld, SSP Setia, BRDB, and Sandabi, and etc. In that period, you will actually see how a project is actually being operated. Okay, so there's basically like 2 types of development career path, I would say. Because if you look into the CEO, right, most of the CEO of developers are from civil engineer background, because they know costing, they know construction, they have that technical know-how. But only a few developers have a CEO with a branding and marketing background. So you can see the approach of their products are very, very different. One is more design, more human-oriented. One is very cost-driven. I must produce the best effective product with the minimal time, minimal defect, quality, and stuff like that. So either way, I think it will be fine. So what's the best case scenario is if you have a technical background with the understanding of what the market needs. So that would be the perfect perfect situation. Kind of like me lah, but I'm not really that technical, also not really that this, so I'm somewhat in between. And being a developer is that you need to be more of a generalist instead of a specialist, because in engineering you are taught to be a specialist. Like if I know earthworks, then I must be very into earthworks. Or if I'm into structural design, this one shear wall must be shear wall, or you must be pin, or you must be beam and column, or you must be this formwork, this, that. So to me, what I've learned throughout that career is that I can always hire professionals. I don't necessarily need to know everything, but I just need to know enough. I won't be conned. That's about it. This beam needs to look like that. This is how you calculate tiles. This is how you lay bricks. Somewhat like that can really. You don't actually need to know how to do exactly, because most of the time older developers, old birds back in the developer days, right, they want to know really. They go to site and look at how they lay bricks. You can actually hire people to do. So I would say on a higher level, if you were to go into your office and take part in the management level, right, I would suggest you to know almost everything, but need not to be a specialist in them. But I would recommend you to have a strength. So like in your case now, you're in a very ideal situation. Your technical civil engineering, right, needs to be at your fingertips. And then having that mindset of an investor, maybe you can invest 1 or 2 so you really understand what buyers really look for. And then if you go into a public listed company and just soak yourself through all the different departments, get to know how operations are done for maybe 3 to 5 years, I would suggest. Because ultimately, I see development being a management thing rather than a technical thing. So a developer basically is just a person with money or land. Right? Then they will use money to hire a group of consultants to prepare all the drawings and then submit for approval. And once I get approval, I will hire a main contractor and I will hire a consultant to manage that main contractor so that they will build whatever on that piece of land that I've bought, or I will JV with another person. So this person, right, don't really need to do everything, but they need to ensure everybody do their part. So if you look at it, a developer is more of a management kind of thing instead of being too in deep with the works, right? So I see a valuable leader is a person with one specialized. Maybe yours can be branding, but in your case, definitely is civil engineering lah. And I guess that's all for my suggestion this round, right? So say hi to your lecturer who actually shows my video in front of class. Thank you very much though. Tell him I say hi. Alright, tell him I say hi, and maybe he can reach out to me. Then maybe I can conduct a class, because I've been to 1 or 2 university ready to like just give some free speech and things like that. Okay. And lastly, welcome to the land of properties, and maybe we will meet one day. Okay, so if you really see me, right, do say hi. I guess that's about it for this round. For those who still have any questions regarding real estate, do just email me at taniherng@gmail.com, or you can just IG me at iherng. That's about it. Thank you very much, and see you guys on the next one. Ciao.